Cybermaterial presents Ask Me Anything Cyber, a fun, interactive weekly event for everything cybersecurity. Join us every week at noon Eastern Time for a high-energy, no-fluff recap of the week's biggest cyber stories. From data breaches and threat intel to major legal updates. Whether it's a high-profile hack, a new APT on the rise, or a must-attend summit, we've got it covered. But that's not all. We'll also break down the latest job market trends, share our thoughts on cyber stocks, and give you actionable insights to stay ahead. And of course, we wrap things up with what makes this show special, live Q&A with you. Have a question about a breach? Want to know how a threat works? Curious about getting started in cyber? Let us know and we'll answer it live. Without further ado, let's get this event started.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Ask Me Anything Cyber. Thank you so much for joining us here today, and we have something very special planned for you this afternoon. We'll dive into the real cybersecurity questions posted on Reddit. We'll share this week's cyber briefing updates, and we'll give you a sneak peek of our upcoming cyber review with Bob Shepard, discussing his new book, Stop the Cyber Bleeding. That full review will actually go live tomorrow on Substack and our podcast, so stay tuned for that. Most importantly, in this event, what makes it very special is your questions. So drop your questions and we'll get them answered live. I am joined today by my co host and our in house cybersecurity expert, the CTO of 911 Cyber, Sophia. Hi,
Hi
Sophie. How are
everyone,
you?
how are you?
I'm good. And are you ready today again to share your expert perspective and help us solve some real world problems?
Yeah, I'm absolutely ready and I'm happy to be here again to help everybody solve cybersecurity issues.
Thank you so much for joining us. And we have our first question from Reddit. Here it goes. 2 days ago, my laptop stopped working, so I took it to the authorized service center. They told me the SSD was dead and replaced it with a new one. When I got the laptop back, I found a photo of an unknown girl in my OneDrive folder. Random photos, videos opened in recent activities. They said they tested another customer storage device in my laptop. In
Mhm.
Chrome history, I found browsing activity from yesterday while the laptop was still with them. In the download history, I found reader slash uk install.exe was installed and then deleted. I looked it up and it seems to be a malicious monitoring app. This freaks me out. Such apps can function even after being deleted. So he has a lot of questions. I'm going to go ahead and ask the first one. Could they have accessed my personal accounts or data?
Well, that's a serious situation because
Yeah,
you are actually bringing your device to a trusted partner
service
to
center.
fix
Yeah.
it, and then this happens. So just to break it down into two separate things, it looks like they replace your SSD for another used part. So
Yeah.
that's why you still have like some residual data from a previous computer.
Okay.
And then when you check your downloads from Chrome,
Yeah.
that you found this browsing activity, that you have downloaded the reader underscore UK underscore install.x. So it looks like this like it's a monitoring app that they downloaded. So it's crucial to actually check if this still installed on your computer. Now, at this point, like if you have noticed this right away before
Mm.
logging into your computer, into your accounts, or like using anything like on the browser, or even like installing Photoshop or putting your keys or anything that is like
Yeah.
related to your personal information. uh, if you haven't done it, probably they don't have access. I
Okay.
mean, if you notice that they installed this software before, and you may like you didn't like log in,
Upload any sensitive. Yeah.
so they won't have anything like access to your account. Now, what I will recommend in this case is to do a cleanup and reinstall. Like in this case, if you're using
Yeah.
Windows, to do a clean reinstall, because it seems that you just install a new drive, so
Yeah.
probably you don't have anything that you had before in your computer.
Yep.
So just do it.
You can just do it without
Yeah,
losing anything. Yeah.
yeah, just if you have access to another computer, just download your Windows 11 in this case, uh,
Yeah.
and you just download the bootable in a US drive, and then you just reinstall it again from in your new computer from scratch. So this will make sure that nothing will be like from the previous
Yeah.
installation. Now,
Nothing will follow them.
exactly. If you do a reset, like as I explained in the previous session, you some
Yes.
files may port to the next stage of the installation, the previous stage of the installation. So in this case, just do a completely reinstall
Yeah.
of your Windows operating system.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, this person asks, like, should they report this to the police?
well, actually, it's going to be a little bit tricky to find that to prove that they actually did it.
Okay.
'Cause, like somebody can say, "Hey, you did it," and the person, the shop can say, "You know what? No, we don't have anything to do with
Yeah.
it. We didn't do it." But I mean, if you can actually save screenshots of when this was installed and you can prove that you were not in possession of your device at the time the software was
Okay.
downloaded, you can do it. For example, let's say just an idea.
Yeah.
You can see in the downloads that it was downloaded at 10:15 a.m.
Yep.
Then you get a receipt that you picked up your computer at 2 p.m. That you pay the shop. You can
Yeah.
have these two proof that you are not in possession of your device at 10 in the morning when this spyware was downloaded. So
Got it.
that's sort of an evidence. If you have that proof, you can report it to the police. Actually, to
Yeah.
report the shop, and maybe in this case, you can even start a civil litigation because of this. So you can actually get your money back or small claims.
Hmm.
In which country you are, you can file a small claim, saying this store deceived me and they
Yeah.
stole information or they installed devices that I was not. Like, I mean,
Aware of.
you
Yeah.
build a case. So in these cases, we are very used to in 911 cyber to build up this type of case for small claims. So
Yeah.
if you need help, we can help you build like a create a dossier where you're going to have all the evidence,
Yep.
how to present this to court, so you can get like rewarded for this. And of course, if you can file a police report, you will need the evidence. So before doing any installation or anything reset, I would recommend you to actually get
Gather the evidence.
screenshots, or don't even do anything at all. Just don't reinstall anything. Just leave it as it
Okay.
is until you can actually sort it out. And I know it's
Got
very
it.
annoying because you're waiting for your computer, but
Yeah.
again, this is like a breach of trust,
Yes.
completely, So
Especially from like the laptop's own service center.
yeah,
So that's
and
concerning.
you rely on professionals to be
Yep.
honest. So it looks like they were not.
Thank you so much, Sophie. And about the evidence part, I did not know that that's the kind of evidence that we needed. So that's actually great. I hope this user gets something done about this after listening to your advice. The next one is about a laptop being hacked. I was applying to jobs and I got a call offered an interview. They provided me a Zoom link and it sent me to download something for Zoom. Since then, my laptop every now and then show as if it's a Windows update, but the screen looks off and not legit. I also had some weird transactions in my bank since then, and I got it sorted out. How can I protect my laptop and also how to prevent any further issues? So, Sophie, what do you think? Is this a hacked or not?
Well, I mean, thank you for sharing this, but based on
Yeah.
what these people is describing right now, it's very possible that the laptop was compromised.
Yeah.
What it looks like I'm not sure if this person received a fake Zoom download or
Yeah.
they were just connected on Zoom and they received a link through Zoom. So those
Yeah.
are like two different like
Things that
I
could
could
have
say
happened.
phishing, yeah, phishing
Yeah.
techniques. But again, if this person feels that after downloading, probably they install a fake Zoom application or something from the link,
Yeah.
and it's very common for job seekers to get sort of these type of attacks
Yeah,
because they are always on the looking. They are always exposed to scams, to a lot of,
definitely.
yeah. And but what I will recommend this person is, first step is to actually check the link that this person received.
Yeah.
You can go to virustotal.com and you can upload this link to check if this is a known malicious URL. So
Okay.
if it's malicious, it will be able to tell you, and it will be telling you exactly what type of malware is associated with.
Yeah.
And sometimes it will give you steps to troubleshoot and how to remove it, or you
Got
will
it.
actually have a tip off on what is actually happening with this. So you will be able to Google it and see exactly
Yeah.
what to do, or contact a professional and tell them, you know what, I think I may have been infected by
By
this.
this. Yep.
This is the link. So it's very important to sort of go back in the steps that you've done to see where was the I can say that it was sneaked into you. So
Yeah.
it's very important for you to check that out. Now, another advice I can give this person is to stop using anything like sensitive
Financial.
access, yeah,
Yeah.
access to anything sensitive, especially, for example, if you're using banking transactions or if you're using the computer for work. So you
Yeah.
don't compromise anything else until you are
Yes.
100% sure that it's removed. Now, another thing that I can recommend is to back up your files in case
Hmm.
they start deleting
Yeah.
your files, or you get ransomed, or you get your files get encrypted. So it's very important to do that. Now, on what to do exactly, on how to take care of this issue
Yeah.
specifically, there are a few things that you can do. First, to secure all your accounts with multi-factor authentication. It's very important. That's
The
number
basic cyber hygienes.
Yes, the basic ones. Change passwords, especially like specifically, don't use the same computer. Just try to use another device to
Yep.
change the passwords. Of course, monitor your transactions. This person already said that something happened on his bank.
Yep. Yep.
So it will be important to report this to your financial institution, so they can put a freeze on your accounts, or they
Yep.
can actually help you put more like security steps, maybe send you a new debit card, change your credentials, maybe change your phone number.
Yep.
So you sort of start from scratch, but again, don't use the same device to do that.
Device for all of this. Yeah.
Yes. And
That would actually end up inviting.
exactly. And then the next like recommendation will be to uh, like to do a reset again of your computer after you
Yep.
actually analyze that there's something wrong. You can do a antivirus scan. You can use also Virus Total. You can upload complete folders or URLs to check for
The
malware.
files. Yeah.
Yeah. And then if you are not 100% sure, just reach out to professionals. We are here to help you.
Thank you so much, Sophie. And you just had mentioned something about job seekers often getting into some of these troubles, and it's really true because employment scams are actually there. And if you want to have the basic cyber hygiene on how to protect yourself from employment scams, you can go ahead and read the cyber hygiene. It is actually by Mark R, the CEO of 911 Cyber, and he posts about that every Wednesday at 11. So you can actually go check it out. You will find not just cyber hygiene about employment scams, you'll find cyber hygiene when it comes to, the gaming industry, how to protect yourself, in your health information. You will find everything over there. So make sure to check it out. The next question we have is, my Discord got hacked. Okay, this is something that is very common and it has actually happened to a lot of my friends as well. So, yesterday I downloaded some software from a non trusted site. After installing, I noticed a strange temp file process that kept running until I closed the laptop. The next day, my Discord account got hacked and some other accounts were also compromised. Since then, I have tried to investigate, look for hidden users on my system, checked for hidden files, folders, went through Task Manager and start up entries for suspicious processes, ran antivirus malware scans. I'm worried there could still be hidden, like a keylogger, stealer, or a rat. My questions, okay, he has a lot of them, so I'll just go ahead and ask you the first one. Besides checking for hidden users or files and running scans, what else should I do to make sure my system is clean?
Well, this is a tough one, but this
Yeah,
person, it looks like they are doing the right thing. It looks like they are paid attention. So,
looking, yeah.
yeah, they are very conscious and they're acting fast, which is the number one thing to do. So I can say yes, it's very possible that they have malware. They have downloaded it through this sketchy
Yeah.
software that this person was mentioning, and it could
Yeah.
have included a keylogger, a stealer, or rat, which can still be like remain hidden even if it looks like you remove anything suspicious.
So that is a possibility.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Now, about cleaning the system, the
Hmm.
only fully reliable way to ensure that the system is clean is to do a complete wipe and restart Windows from scratch. Even the best antivirus, they can miss a file or they can miss anything. 'Cause
Hmm.
as you know, everybody knows hackers are always one step ahead of us.
Yeah.
So for antivirus to actually detect new malware or keyloggers or viruses, they have to
Hmm.
be detected first. So if this is a new strain of malware and it has not
Yeah.
been uploaded to the database of the antiviruses, it is not going to be detected. Now, they sort of sometimes detect specific patterns on the files. So it can associate if it's a malware or not. But
Okay.
hackers always get very sneaky. So
Creative.
I wouldn't rely 100% that it has been removed.
Yeah.
So as much as it pains you to do a full reset, a reinstallation, that's the only way to be 100% sure that it's gone.
Okay. And then there's the other question. Obviously, you answered if needs to be fully wiped or formatted, and you did mention that they do need to reinstall their Windows. Then they're asking, could the malware access my webcam, mic, or stay hidden even after deleting suspicious processes?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. This is what like spywares are
Yeah,
designed for, to activate your camera or microphone or even record the keystrokes of your keyboard or record the entire screen. So it depends how this like still malware or stealer has been designed
hmm,
on what to do, if it's like to open your camera or to use your microphone, or
got it.
so it depends what type of keylogger. I mean, keylogger will be recording your keystrokes, but
Okay,
depending on what type of stealer has been installed, is what they're gonna do. So
got it. So
until
it's
we
a
do a
possibility.
full analysis and know exactly what rat
Went
or
wrong,
where
yeah.
keylogger or where stealer was installed in your computer, there's no way to know exactly what they're gonna do. So just assume that everything.
Yeah, and get it cleaned entirely. The next one is my email compromised? Actually, this comes with a image of it where you can actually see the emails that this user has been receiving. So actually, I found these in my sent inbox. How can they get access to my email? And I have 2FA. I did reset my PC, changed my passwords. This is the third time I changed my Google Gmail password. They had access to my Gmail when I changed my password the first time. So, aside from 2FA and having changed their password, how else can they stop something like this from happening to them?
Yeah, I mean, this is a tricky one, and we talked about it before in the previous sessions. It was from different,
Yeah, user, yeah,
it was
a
from a
scare
different user.
tactic.
Exactly, and it was from Outlook. It looks like they are doing it in Gmail now.
Gmail as well.
So this doesn't actually mean that someone had access to your account at some point,
Yes,
but
you
if
mentioned
you're
it
like,
was a
yeah,
spoof.
exactly. So if this person mentioned that they have two-factor authentication enabled, they have resetted the passwords. There's a few like reasons to think that this person, the attacker, have access to your inbox.
Got
Now,
it.
what it can happen, they can spoof your address, and they can make it look like it was sent from you.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's on your spam folder or sent folder.
Hmm.
Now, another thing that I can tell that a lot of people do is the single sign on of Google. When you have third parties applications linked with your Gmail account.
Yep.
Specifically, I'm talking about Gmail because most of the provider, I mean, most of the companies, they usually use Google
To
as
verify.
yeah,
Yeah.
sign on to log in into their applications, or even connect your, for
Yep.
example, if you're doing using Calendly and you want to connect your Google Calendar with the other application, you need to sort of pair your account. So
Yes.
when you have different third parties connected to your account, you are also relying on the third applications to also do security maintenance and
Yep.
updates. So it's like a two-way thing. Now you have Google and you have the third parties. So
Yeah.
you need to also be careful where have you linked your account to.
Yep.
So every once in a while, I can say every 3 months tops, go to Google settings, check security, and check which applications are connected to your account and revoke access to those that you are not using anymore. So
Got
in
it.
this way, you will be like narrowing down the attack surface. So if the third parties are not maintained nor updated or even compromised, your account has been like delinked, I can say,
Yep.
unlinked. So they won't be able to access your account.
Effect. Yep. You won't
So
be affected by it.
yeah, exactly. Yep.
Thank you so much, Sophie. And this user also shared a screenshot, and that was actually very helpful in this case. The next one was hacked and being ransomed. Okay, that's not good. Hoping for any help from the UK, and somehow someone in my family has been hacked. They have taken over phones, sent emails and messages to friends and family, including through Snapchat, iMessage, and WhatsApp. So, that many things have been compromised. They also have access to bank accounts and now access to our TV. Pretty
Mhm.
much my applications, and they have access to it. It sounds stupid, but they are demanding pictures of my underage family members.
Mhm.
Normally, I wouldn't give this ransom the time of the day, but they know all my family members' names, where they go to school, the dynamics of the family, etc. The messages are getting more and more serious and sometimes even racist in continue day and night demanding pictures, and it's getting more serious. Police have been informed but don't seem to be doing much. Really don't know what to do about all this to get rid of the hackers. Already tried factory resetting the phones and creating new iCloud accounts. Can anyone please help? Also, the user mentions, like in a side note, that the messages were coming up on their smart TV while they were watching it.
Oh wow. Well,
Yeah.
that looks like a very serious case, and I'm
Yep.
sorry this person is going through. Um, And what I can say, it's a little bit alarming the fact that minors are engaged.
Yep.
So the first step will be to involve the police, and that's the right thing to do. But
Yep.
also, you should. This person is in the UK, right? So
Yep.
this person should involve the cyber division of the UK, which is Action Fraud
Action
Center.
plan.
Yeah, so they should actually file a report with them, and they will 100% follow up with this person, because that's what they do when they are cybercrime. If you just involve the local police, like you go to a local prison and you say you have this issue,
Yeah.
they don't have a cybersecurity department specialized on these type
To
of crimes.
handle this. Yep.
So they will sort of escalate it to somebody else and somebody else and somebody else. So, but if you go just to Action Fraud, and you will be able to file a report, get a number, and then they will follow up with you and they will help you. Sometimes, even if you are not in the US, you can also file a complaint with the IC3, which is the
Okay.
FBI report, where you will be able to also report this crime, and they will follow
Yeah.
up with you. Sometimes they may involve Interpol in this case because it's an international thing, or they may
Yep.
refer you someone directly in the UK that can take over your case. So
Yep.
it's very important to actually involve the authorities in this case because of the extortion and the minor involved.
Yep.
Now, the steps on how to remediate this, and
Yeah.
listen carefully to everybody at home. It looks like they hacked one specific person in the family. So if you are using, for I can say Apple Family sharing, everybody
Yeah.
can compromised. Everybody can have access. They can have access to the entire family network and information. So it's very important to break down exactly how the permissions and how the links are how everything is connected in your
Yep.
household. So if you are all using the same account, for example, to watch TV,
Yeah.
in this case, everybody is gonna have it on their phone. So if they have access to this one specific account, everybody's gonna be compromised because they're gonna be using the same account. Now, what I can say, this person actually mentioned here, they said that somebody was hacked. They taken over their phones, so it looks like there's
Yep.
one single point entry that everybody's using. They're sending emails and messages to friends and family, including through Snapchat, iMessage, and WhatsApp.
What's that?
It's very important um, to understand who was the person that was compromised in this case. Uh,
Hmm.
it just gave me a little bit of a tip off that because they are sending messages on Snapchat, it could be one of the younger members of the family,
Members. Yeah.
uh, which are the ones that are using Snapchat a lot. So it's very important to see if this person is in communication with somebody that fished this family member, or they may
Yeah.
access to their phone through another application. So what I would recommend to do is to make a list of all the family members, how many devices everybody has, and then in that case go one by one and check how many accounts you have. For example, if
Yep.
you're using iPhone, everybody should split the family situation, and everybody should have their own Apple ID. Like
Got it.
change the same if it's an Android device. Just try not to be connected to the same family. Next, change all your credentials from Gmail, Outlook, or any email application
Yep.
you're using. Same for social media. So make a list of all the things that you have in your phone per each
Yeah.
family member. Now, regarding the TV, what they can do is log out of the account that you were using, create a new account in a different device that is not
Yep.
linked to anything in your household. So I would recommend create a new Outlook account, create an alias, put it on your TV, and start using like start changing everything. So this person should be also very like worried that they may have compromised other people in their family. So
Yeah.
it's very important to get new devices, change Wi-Fi passwords, change everything. Start from
Everything.
scratch. Yeah, because until you understand who was the actual person in your house
Household. Yeah.
that was hacked, it's very hard to actually stop it. Now, this doesn't mean that they're gonna stop reaching out to you or blackmailing you or asking you for
Yep.
some, but at least you're gonna stop feeding them information.
Yeah, and also I think your recommendation would be to not give the ransom, because
Mhm.
that's, I think, something that people often make a mistake of. Because right now they went to the local police did not get back to them yet, and they should definitely go to the action fraud and definitely not engage in any ransom giving options. Thank you so much, Sophie, for your answers. The next one is actually reporting a scam website. And this one is here so that we can highlight the fact that, to watch out. This is something that people should be aware of. My friend recently got scammed in the amount of 10,000 USD. The website apparently offers high returns on USDT investment. So he initially started with small amounts and he got returns. This continued for a while, and then once a substantial amount was deposited, they froze the account, saying, for security reasons, you need to deposit 3,000 USDD to unfreeze your funds. Thinking it will solve, he deposited another 3,000 USDT. After that, they gave some other reason and stated the system requires another
Oh
transfer
my
of
God.
2,000 as deposit, which will be returned once the imaginary verification is completed. That's when he realized that it was a scam, and by then it was too late. So, what were the first red flags in this case, Sophie?
Uh, the first red flag is people asking you money for
Yeah.
crypto investment.
Yeah.
That's the number one red flag. Uh, but I can say this is the classic example of cryptocurrency scam. And unfortunately, this person they fell into the most common trap everybody's falling these days. So red flags I can say number one is the promise of a guaranteed high return right away.
Yeah.
Any investment promising unusual high profits with little to non risk, it's a huge red flag.
Yeah.
So legitimate investments, they never guarantee big return at the beginning. So they usually like it's a slower process.
Yep.
Now, the initial small payout to build trust, that's the typical scam. They usually make you look like you are making progress, and they deposit small accounts until they fish the big
Yep.
fish, as they say. And is what they call it the classic honeypot tactic. So they try to give you small number like $20, $50 in your account.
Yeah.
So it make it look like, well, this is a legit place. They're actually giving
Yeah.
money, right? So it encouraged the victim to keep putting money. Now, the request for more money under like strange pretext, like for example, when they said you need to deposit more money for additional payment verification, that's exactly how the scam works. So once they get you hooked up and you see that your wallet is growing and you want to
Frozen.
withdraw these funds,
Yeah.
uh, is that's the moment when they ask, you need to pay to remove these funds. So these
Yep.
are all like fictitious money in your wallet. It's not a real thing. And most of these type of scams are sort of like linked to the scam centers that is called,
Yep.
based sometimes in Cambodia, Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
Um, and it's also linked to human trafficking. As I mentioned before, they get
Before.
people
Yeah.
from East Africa to with promise to work in Malaysia, Cambodia, or all these Southeast Asian countries, and they go there and they put them in the scam centers to actually do this type of job. And well, type of scam is not, well, they call
Yeah.
it a job, but it's not.
It's not.
And then this person should have seen the pressure and urgency when they are trying to like pressure you, just do it now, otherwise you're gonna
Yep.
lose your pants or whatever. So at one point you're like, oh my god, if I don't do it, whatever. But the moment you put $2,000 and nothing happened, it's sort of like a should I give you a tip of like, you know what, this is not
There's
gonna.
something wrong. Yeah.
So if they ask you to put more money than the money that they deposit into your account, you know that something's off. So what can I say is like to make people more aware of this, education and awareness campaigns have to be run throughout the entire day, I guess,
Yep.
because these are like the typical cryptocurrency scams that
Yeah.
everybody should be aware of. And if you happen like to follow us on social media, you will see all the time that we are always campaigning and telling you about the latest scams. Specifically, like if you subscribe to Cyber Briefing by Cyber Material, every day we put new alerts of new type of scams. And it's very important to understand how they work so you can
Yeah.
detect them. Back in the day, there used to be other type of scams with checks, with fake checks,
Yes.
and like fraud, and that they call you for a job and you have to deposit it a check. Well, now
Yep.
this type of scam moved to cryptocurrencies, so it is sort of the same thought process. So you need to understand how they work so they are
Yep.
you don't fall for them.
Yep.
It's very hard nowadays to have like legitimate crypto investments unless you are in the business and you understand how it works.
Yep.
So if
Definitely.
you're just a newcomer and you see these type of things, well, you're probably gonna get scammed. So it's very important to actually know someone that is working in the field to explain to you how to invest in cryptocurrency and not
Properly.
fall
Yeah.
for these scams. There's a lot of material out there that can teach people. And another thing is very important. Scammers, they work with the high pressure and emergency and warning. And
Yep.
and it's very important to know that the fact that the scammers are always trying to pressure you into moving fast,
Yeah.
nothing that pressures you like to do something fast is something that is going to have a good outcome. Because
Definitely.
if you don't have some time to think it out and to understand the implications of investment or investing in cryptocurrency, or in this case in this website, it's very important to think about the urgency. If they are like pressuring you to do it fast, maybe something off. So
Yep.
take your time, take your time to understand where you're investing, where you're putting your money, to analyze the websites. But again, there's a lot of legitimate websites out there that you should go and check them out to do cryptocurrency investments, and not just like random website that pops out on the internet.
Thank you so much, Sophie. Actually, we have more questions, but before we move on to that, we have an exciting update. First, this Friday, we'll be releasing a brand new cyber review featuring Bob Shepard and his book Stop the Cyber Bleeding. And here's a quick preview.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Cyber Briefing. Today, we are joined by Bob Sheput. He's the author of Stop This Cyber Bleeding and the founder, former CEO, and executive chair of Clearwater Security. Welcome, Bob. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi, welcome back, Sophie. And that was Bob Shepard. We will be releasing his entire cyber review on the podcast and also on Substack, so stay tuned for that. Also, on a very exciting news, he will be joining us for our next Ask Me Anything Cyber as a special guest. So have your questions prepared because both Sophie and Bob Shepard will be answering them for you. All right, so let's move on to our next question. This question is from a user based in the US. He says that the hacker ported my number. Now they have all my accounts. My phone number was fraudulently ported out while it was inactive. Since then, a hacker has completely taken over my digital life. All my emails, 12 plus years worth, bank accounts and credit cards, iCloud and personal files, social media, and logins tied to 2FA. They change recovery info everywhere. I cannot log into AT&T, email, or any of my banks. They now have my personal data, passwords, and financial information. This is more than a scam. It's full-blown identity theft. I don't know where to stop the bleeding from. If anyone here has survived a SIM swap identity takeover this bad, please tell
Mhm.
me. I need immediate help.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it looks like this is like a very like common like identity theft type of identity theft that I've seen out there. But
Yeah.
it's not a SIM swapping situation because this
Yeah.
person mentioned that the account was ported because it was inactive. So it looks like this person stopped using this phone number from AT&T
Yeah.
as their main phone number and start using another one, and they forgot probably to change their like SMS verifications or the phone number linked to his accounts or her accounts. So it's far from actually like a SIM swapping situation when the scammers or the attackers, they call the provider and they port the number to another phone. So it looks like this person didn't renew the contract, and then they gave it to the next person available.
Yeah. AT&T did that. Gave it.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, exactly. So in this case, there's a little bit of things that he can do. However, the safest thing will be to use multi-factor authentication with an authenticator. So
yeah.
you don't rely on SMS verification.
Vacations.
You can still have SMS verification, but if you have also an authenticator, you have another way to verify that you are the owner if you don't have access to the phone number again anymore.
Yep.
But again, the first thing that they have to do is to call AT&T and talk about the issue, open a report, and say, you know what, I used to have this number, and this is what happened to me. And you have to report it as SIM swap fraud, even though it's not a SIM swap fraud, but they would just look into this faster. And then
Yep.
you have to freeze all your bank accounts. Even if you don't have your phone number, you can go to the branch and you can go with your ID, your account number, and say, you know what, this is what is happening to me right now, and
Yeah.
they will be able to look into it because you're going there physically with your ID in hand. So even though if you don't have access to your phone number anymore and you can recover your account through the browser, you will be able to go to your local branch and actually get help from the bank. Now, um, in this case, what I can say, this person, what they have to do is to report the identity theft to the authorities, file a report with the IC3,
Yep.
um, and they will follow up with you, and they will try to sort of help you. Also, like as I mentioned before, talk to like your AT&T
AT&T.
and see if there's something that can be remediated. Now, the number one thing is to order new debit cards or credit cards, or cancel anything, any credit or debit card. Now, on regards of this person saying that the iCloud, they mentioned the iCloud was
Yeah,
compromised.
they did. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, so in this case, you will have to open an Apple support card case again. Uh, Probably they will ask you to come in person to the Apple store, talk to one of the helpers at the store to help you solve it in person if you don't have access. Now, once you try to recover the accounts directly from the service providers, uh,
Yeah.
bypassing this phone number, like a step verification, you will be able to regain control of your life. Um, Now, another thing this person mentioned is like, if they change the information from the AT&T account, this is
Yeah.
probably because he doesn't have access to that phone number anymore. And whenever you don't use an account, they sort of close it, or they stop being like used or monitored.
Yep.
But again, if this person is what they can do is report a fraud and try to recover all your accounts with that specific providers.
Yeah.
Some
One
of
by
them,
one.
yeah, some of them they will ask you for another verification, especially your bank. Probably they will ask you to come in person with your ID or any other
Yeah.
form of identification, so they can sort it out. And same for Apple or
Apple.
iCloud. You can also do it directly with them. And remember, if you have a SMF verification in any of your accounts, if you're changing number,
Change it.
yeah, just
And
to
it's
make
best
sure.
to have like a application that is
Yeah,
authenticated.
exactly. To have an authenticator in this case, or when I talk about multi-factor authenticator, it could be SMF verification. In this case, it failed this person. You can have an authenticator. You can have backup codes.
Yep, definitely. Thank you so much, Sophie. The next one is about I got bullied and threatened. I got doxxed by some people on Discord. They got everything about me, even my parents. Details, and I'm very scared about this because I cannot tell my parents or police. Or for now, they said that I can. They said that I can go since I said sorry and stuff to them because they fought with me because of a game. They got my address, my father's brother's name. I don't know how they got his name, and not my father's names because my phone number is registered. Okay, this user is like talking about a lot of things. Like, I think a lot of information stolen, and this user is scared. He also mentions that the user is only 16 years old and those people are 21 plus. And I think that this is a great opportunity to talk about cyber safety in gaming. So what are your thoughts on this, Sophie?
Yeah, well, first of all, I mean, this person is really brave for actually looking for help. Some
Yeah,
people, they
it's
just be
frankly.
shy. But what is called this is exactly what this person said. This person is being doxxed, where someone publishes private information like about this person online to intimidate or harass you. So one of the things that I would recommend is for you to disconnect from Score and Discord and take a pause. Don't engage with these people because you're gonna be feeding them. Next, it will be to report this to the gaming provider. So let's say you are playing, I don't know, Call of Duty or
Yeah.
any other of like Overwatch, and you
Yeah.
are being bullied. There's ways that you can report these users to the gamer, um,
Epic Games, yeah.
yeah, to the producers or the owners, so they can
Yep.
take action. In this case, because you are a minor and this you believe this person, that these people, they may be 21, they may some implication there too, depending on which state you are or which country you are too. But of course, it's very important to let your parents know about this.
Yeah.
And why I'm saying this, and even though it's like very like humiliating, or you may not have specific relationship with your parents, or at least tell an adult that you are
Yep.
having this issue, a trusted professor, teacher, like a friend, a big brother, big sister, or somebody that can help you and guide you through this situation. You don't have to deal alone with this. And also, you can like talk to law enforcement, your local prison, if you know the police in your neighborhood, or you know some authority in the neighborhood, city council, anything that can help you. You are not alone because you're a minor. It's very important that you involve an adult that can help you navigate these steps on what to
Yeah.
do next, especially because if you report this as a minor to the developers of the games, you will have to involve an adult to actually like take action. And again, the worst, like it's over because you already have your data and everything, so now you need to do
Okay.
some damage control and talk about this issue with your parents, a trusted adult that can help you solve this issue. Of course, at 911 Cyber, we deal with this, so we're here to guide anyone. We don't work with minors directly, so that's why I'm telling you to involve an adult,
Yeah.
and we will be able to guide them on how to talk to the authorities and how to engage with the other companies, the third parties, so they can actually take action.
Got it. Thank you so much, Sophie. And also, it is very stressful, these situations. So, as Sophie mentioned, make sure that you have an adult with you who knows and who can help you out through this. And as you transition into the next segment, here's a short video that introduces you to our cyber briefing.
Stay ahead of the cyber curve with real-time alerts, incident reports, and the latest cybersecurity news, all in one streamlined, easy-to-read newsletter. Join more than 20,000 subscribers who rely on Cyber Briefing, available on LinkedIn, Medium, and now on Substack. Don't wait to protect your digital world. Subscribe today and stay informed with Cyber Briefing by Cyber Material.
Okay, we are back, right?
Mm, no, I don't see us on screen.
Yeah.
Hi, Sophie. Welcome back. That was your cyber briefing where we share the top alerts, incidents, and news every week, every weekday. You will not miss out on anything important. So just make sure that you subscribe to the cyber briefing newsletter. We have mentioned this before that there are many types of scams out there, and we even shared like a example from Reddit of a user getting scammed. So in order to know about them, to stay aware about them, and stay like safe out there, make sure that you subscribe to the cyber briefing newsletter by Cyber Material. Okay, now Sophie, moving on to the top headlines this week. Let's talk about the new file fix attack that used stenography technique to deliver, malware payload. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so this is one of the alerts that we published today on the cyber briefing. And
Yeah.
why we thought this one was important to highlight today, it's because the attackers are sending emails that look like official security warnings from Meta or Facebook.
Yeah.
So this is like something that is going on right now. And victims are being tricked into pasting a command into a file upload window, which seems like a normal, but it actually runs a malicious PowerShell script. So it's very important to be aware of the scam that is going on around. And when we are talking about like steganography, I can explain how they are using this. That image you see on the screen, that script downloads a seemingly innocent JPEG image that is
Yeah.
hidden malware using steganography. So this second stage payload will be launching StealthC malware, which is a sophisticated information stealer, and they will be able to grab password, browser history, crypto wallets, credentials, cloud credentials, or anything that you will be typing in your computer.
Yeah.
And what people should usually be aware of is that never paste commands from emails or untrusted sites. So don't try like links coming or claiming to be from Meta, even though we know people get really frustrated when Meta like suspends their accounts or whatever. So don't assume that this is actually coming from Meta like legit.
Yeah.
And another advice I can say that it will be extra cautious and make sure that it's coming from an official source.
Yep. Um, About the next one, the incident that we have, the headline, it was about the shiny hunters that claim like 1.5 billion Salesforce records stolen in the Drift platform hacks. What
Yeah.
about that?
So remember last session we talked about the sales loft drift OAuth
Yeah,
database? Yeah.
yeah,
So this is sort of like the second part of the thing where Shiny Hunters actually revealed that they are claiming the theft of 1.5 billion Salesforce records from around 760 companies. You see like the level of how many like victims
yeah,
are there. So the stolen drift, for those that are not familiar with it, they were stealing like email tokens, and they were usually used in a large scale campaigns affecting like major companies like Google, Cloudflare, Zscaler, Palo Alto Networks. And because of the scale and the severity, the FBI they issue a warning about the threat, and they
yeah,
call the actors known as UNC 6040 and UNC 6395. But they actually use the stolen drift or auth tokens, and the shiny hunters they stole these records from these companies, and what they
yeah,
were able to exfiltrate was the account information, contact, case, opportunity, and users from the Salesforce object tables. So for those that are not familiar with Salesforce, it's like a customer like CRM management. So all this information about customers of Google, Zscaler, and these
yeah,
760 companies were compromised. Now, besides this Salesforce attack, the actors also claim to have breached the Google's law enforcement request system and
hmm,
the FDR eCheck platform. But then Google confirmed that it was a fraudulent account that they created, and it was disabled before any data was accessed. So it's not exactly like a data breach, but they were able to infiltrate the platform.
yeah,
Now, what is very worrisome is the fact that 1.5 billion records are still out there,
yeah.
and we don't know exactly the extent of the information yet.
Yeah, that is actually something that is very scary, and I hope that we are going to have more updates about this very soon.
Sure, for sure. From class action lawsuits, settlements, fines, and updates, and everything.
Yeah,
We gotta have
definitely.
like buckle up for the next 5 months or 6 months until everything is gonna be sorted out.
Yeah, it's gonna be, and we will definitely cover it. And you know where to find it. It's in our cybercrime stories by 911 Cyber. We will definitely talk to you about the full extent and give you a total of who, what, when, and how of the entire story. So make sure that you subscribe to our newsletter, Cybercrime Stories at 911 Cyber. The next for the news, we have the Windows 10 support that ends in 30 days.
Yeah. Well, this is sort of like I'm not gonna say the end of an era, but it's sort of like a closing a chapter in operating systems. Windows
Yeah,
10, it's not gonna be supported anymore. So this means that Microsoft officially is not gonna do any more security updates, bug fixes, or any technical
yeah,
assistance for any editions like Home, Pro, Enterprise, and Education. I
okay,
mean, your Windows PC 10, Windows 10 PC will still be able to function. Now it will be very vulnerable to cyber threats like malware, ransomware, and other exploits because updates are not going to be pushed anymore.
yeah,
Now it's very important for those who still have Windows 10 to upgrade to Windows. If your hardware meets the requirements, sometimes they do not meet the requirements for Windows 11. In this
yeah,
case, you can consider using a different operating system like Ubuntu or any Linux distribution, so you can still be supported by those other operating systems. However, for those who wants to keep like
yeah.
use
Windows 10.
Windows 10, there's an option which is the extended security update for eligible devices. You have to visit Microsoft page to check to get 1 year extended security update program. It has like a $30 fee to set it up in your computer, so you can still receive updates for 1
Yeah,
year. Probably those who rely for financial transactions or ATMs that still have the Windows operating system,
yeah.
these updates gonna keep happening, but you have to subscribe to this program to be able to qualify.
and it's just for a year, and that, it leaves it very vulnerable, so it's very much better for us to update. But Sophie, a question here: would do you prefer Windows 10 or do you actually prefer Windows 11?
Well, I didn't have much of a choice when I got my
Yeah.
upgraded computer. It just came right away with Windows 11,
uh,
right off the bat. So I didn't have, like, I couldn't even roll back to Windows 10. So I got used to
okay.
Windows 11, which has built-in security. It's a little bit, well, like, more like designed to tackle security issues, which is
Okay.
good. On the other hand, it's also a little bit more invasive, I can say, like applications
Okay.
access to. It's a little bit more like structured that way, but I still prefer like Linux distributions.
Oh, I get it. Thank you so much, Sophie, for your answers and walking us through the updates. Surely, whatever you've said about the incidents and about the Reddit questions, I'm sure that people here found something valuable and they can, get something out of your take on every Ask Me Anything Cyber.
Yeah, so thank you for having me again, and I would recommend everybody to subscribe to Cyber Briefing every morning and every weekday. You're gonna have the latest alerts, incidents, and news in your inbox or on LinkedIn directly, where you can check what is happening. But again, if you don't have time to read, just join us on this Ask Me Anything Cyber, because we're gonna be talking about the biggest headlines of the week.
Yes, thank you so much, Sophie. And thank you everyone for joining us here today. That concludes the Ask Me Anything Cyber for today. Stay safe out there and make sure to join us on Thursday, 25th of September. We have the special guest, Bob Shaput, who will be joining us, and we are going to have a fun Ask Me Anything Cyber coming Thursday. So make sure to join. Stay safe and secure till we meet again.
Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for our next Ask Me Anything Cyber, a fun, interactive weekly event for everything cybersecurity. Join us every week at noon Eastern Time for another high-energy recap of the week's biggest cyber stories, from data breaches and threat intel to major legal updates. Whether it's a high-profile hack, a new APT on the rise, or a must-attend summit, we've got it covered. But that's not all. We'll also break down the latest job market trends, share our thoughts on cyber stocks, and give you actionable insights to stay ahead. And of course, we wrap things up with what makes this show special, live Q&A with you. Have a question about a breach? Want to know how a threat works? Curious about getting started in cyber? Let us know and we'll answer it live. See you next week.